Hey everybody, Andy's free guitar chart videos here, and I've been working on half diminished and G minor and G major and C minor and C major chords, but mostly C minor and G minor chords, because I've been running into problems when I do the modal scale tone chords. Alright, playing those chords. Now, I can't even play a decent G a lot of the time because we're going to demonstrate the theory. A decent G, let's say we're starting here, I'll put the capo on, and this is where most guitars have their fret nut. So we got the C, and then you got the G, and you have the bar for the F. Alright, well, it's easy to play this G, but if I wanted to play this same G shape up here on this C up here, it'd be nice if I could just have a rolling bar that goes up there. That's good for teaching, But still, it's a hard chord for me to play. I can fake it, or it can do a little arpeggio, and that's the point. Is say you're doing a G-shaped arpeggio in C, you got same thing. You got C, E, G, C, right? And then in a minor, you got C minor, like that. But what is that minor arpeggio? Okay, even the major one, in the 5 cage shapes. Alright, so with C, starting over here, again, you've got C shaped here, and then you've got a C shaped, A shaped C here, A shaped C here, right? The minor is simply, because everybody knows how to play an A minor and an A. Alright? Going up again to that G shape, see? Now how do you play that C minor? I can't do it. I can go okay. Now so that's what this chart is dealing. The next chart is dealing with. This is just the warm-up chart to half diminished. So I've been working a lot on half diminished, and I'd like to make a lesson, and my wife's out, so here we go. This chart, let's just talk about charts for a minute, okay? This chart has a fretboard up here. This fretboard is basically the D minor fretboard with a 7th added, because if you play a D minor, okay, doubling the root, alright, so you got 2, 4, 6, 2. With C is 1, 3, 5 root 3, 5 root, D minor's 2, 4, 6, 2. So that would work in any key, right? The key of B flat would be root root 3, 5, 2. Okay, and then the Dorian in B flat is your basically a C minor 7th, so that would be the same thing, 2, 4, 6 root, or up to 2. It's not a C minor 7th adds the 7th. We're not talking about adding the 7th. It's nice to add the 7th, but it confuses things when we're trying to do basic arpeggios. Alright? So if it turns out that when you play a D minor, that is essentially, it shares 2 notes with the B half diminished. So if you play a D minor here, and essentially if you swap the 6th with the 7th, you have a perfect B half diminished, or a 7th scale degree half diminished triad arpeggio. So the thing is, when we play a B half diminished, you can add the sixth of C, and it really doesn't sound that bad. So you'll see a lot of that in my charts, although I'm shuffling that out as we go along because I want to keep it a pure B half diminished, which is simply 7-2-4 or B D F, okay, in the key of C. So you'll see the 6 there, and so this is the half diminished, the way it works out. But there's more to it than that. Okay, so here's the D minor caged, the D minor cages, if you will, for the half diminished. The C E G cage is the beginning part of this this fretboard. This is essentially a fretboard, but there's repeating frets on it. So you'll see this 6-4 here and 6-4 right here. But where the 4 and the 6 would go, the 5 would go here rather. Now this one's going, the 5 would go here. This one's going up to the 6. Now the 6 is moving over and we go to the 2. The 2 is moving over, we go to the 4. It's hard to demonstrate that quality of how these cages are really inversions of one another. They're total inversions of one another. So 4-6-2 is first inversion D minor on the bottom 3 strings. Then 6-2-4 is the next inversion, okay? But hey, guess what? This one's still 6-2-4 because we're moving along. They're not strictly, but more or less they are. Then this one goes to 2-4-6. That's one rule of thumb. You can see how these work along like that. And same thing 2-4-6, but really it's moving more to the right there. So they kind of move along like that. Now with cage, it's really really obvious. So when you play a C, the bottom string is a 3 and a 5. When you play an A-shaped C, the bottom string is a 5, but it's involved with, when you're doing the pentatonic, it would become a 5 and a 6. So the pentatonic scale for the C is a 3 and a 5. The pentatonic scale for the C-shaped, the A-shaped C, sorry, is a 5, starts in a 5 and a 6. Okay, and the pentatonic scale for the G-shaped C starts on 6 and the root. Pentatonic scale for the D-shaped C starts on the root and the 2. So they are essentially inversions of pentatonic scales. So pentatonic scales have 5, and so that's 4 inversions and 1 root. One root chord. And by the way, the root chord starts on the E shape. I think we skipped that. Yeah, we went from the G shape to the D shape. We skipped the E shape, sorry. That's root to 2. It's like an inversion. So that's what gave me the hint on how I could actually map out the cages for the half diminished. They're very difficult. All right, so you can crop them out. These are the cages. The C, the A, the G, the E, and the D is in there too. We don't have to see all of them right now. It suffices to say, within this cage you can find the half diminished triad here, there, and everywhere, right? And same thing, but I had to know more. I had to really decide, how am I going to play these arpeggios and everything. So that's what we're going to find out today.